Welcome to the Windy City, home of the Chicago Bulls, deep dish pizza, and music legend Kanye West. Tonight, we're at Credit Union One Arena to watch elite basketball collide with culture as the Donda Academy homecoming begins.
City. I'm coming home again.
And welcome, the skyline of the Windy City in the North Shore, just off in the distance, what you just saw on a crisp evening in Chicago, site of the Donda Homecoming Basketball Extravaganza here on NBC Sports, where tonight, from UIC's Credit Union One Arena, the Donda Academy Doves play host to the Chi Prep Freeze. Hello, everybody. My name is Dwayne Walker, along with Justin Brantley and JB. What a treat the city of Chicago will have as native son Ye West brings home a dream fulfilled.
Absolutely. And, you know, one of the most overused phrases in sports is incredible. And I hate to say it, but the atmosphere here is incredible. There's no other word to use, no other adjective. You look up, even the upper bowl is starting to fill in. This is incredible.
Two exciting teams tonight. Donda Academy taking on Chi Prep Freeze. And before we get underway, we want to feature a couple of ball players, outstanding talent here tonight. First, let's look at Julio Montez for Chi Prep.
Yeah, and Julio's the type of player that, you know, he gets out in a transition. He doesn't, make a lot of bad decisions. He shoots the ball exceptionally well. He's not one of those ball handlers that's going to give you 37 dribbles to get his shot off. He's extremely effective. He scores. He's efficient. He's a leader on the floor. He's going to do everything the right way. He needs to play his style of play in order for them to have a chance here tonight.
On the other side, we'll take a look at J.J. Taylor, a former Kenwood Academy product.
Yep, Javonte J.J. Taylor, the 6'7" forward in the class of 2023. He's the number 11 ranked player in the country. He has over 17 offers. He recently visited Illinois and Kentucky. And so that's the type of level of player we're talking about. As he walked in, I heard people screaming all the way to where we're sitting at, trying to get his attention, calling for JJ. So that lets me know that he's well loved and well appreciated by this city, and he's coming to put a show on for his home city here.
The Donda Homecoming was created in honor of Ye's beloved mother, Dr. Donda C. West. She got her bachelor's degree from an HBCU, Virginia Union University, and doctoral degree from Auburn University. She was a school teacher, an American professor and chairperson for 24 years, 31 in all, of the English department at nearby Chicago State. She went on to teach English abroad in China for 1 year at Nanjing University as a Fulbright scholar. And she prepared her son for greatness and taught Kanye to think critically and analytically.
Absolutely. And Kanye West is a genius on so many different levels. And we talked earlier, and I talked about disruption. And Kanye West has disrupted multiple industries, so it's only right that he steps in and disrupts the athletic industry. So this is amazing. I love to see everything that he's doing. I love to see this program. I'm excited to see how it continues to grow and develop in years to come.
And you talk about program, they do have a statement of what their mission statement is, and this is just important for people to know that what they're doing out there is tremendous. They use an ethic of integrity and care. Donda Academy prepares students to become the next generation of leaders, thinkers, and innovators by providing them with a world-class education that includes a rigorous core curriculum and emphasis on sustainability, creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving.
Yep, I heard leaders, thinkers, innovators, creative thinking, problem solving. So we talked a little bit about the innovation of just life in general, but more specifically sports. and the prep world and giving these guys an opportunity to play on a national stage. I had a moment to talk to Coach Frank Robinson pregame, and we talked a little bit about the travel. And he said the game in Los Angeles and then the game 2 days ago in Miami prepared his team for this game today.
And you talk about travel. They play a total of 40 games within a 6-month span, only 2 of which are at home. And their typical schedule, they fly out on a Thursday to the designated city. They play on a Friday and or Saturday. They travel on Sunday. They practice from Monday and Wednesday, and then hit repeat.
Well, it's preparing them for a collegiate schedule. And a lot of guys, to each his own, right? A lot of people want to say, hey, you need the normal structure of high school, at that high school age. But if you're the level of the players on this Donda Academy team, every single one of them is a future Division I basketball player. Preparing them for what that's going to look like, preparing them for that travel and being able to come home from travel, prepare and study in those couple days, go through a walkthrough, and then get right back on the road. His guys, you see a lot of players go off to the next level and they end up in the transfer portal or they end up back home because they're not prepared for that level. Coach Frank Robinson is preparing his guys for that level. Coach Frank, he played at ECU and at Cal State Fullerton. After his playing days in college, he went overseas and played in the NBA Developmental League. He's coached at the collegiate level, so he's seen every single thing that these guys are going to see. The dreams and goals and aspirations that they have, he's lived them, he's walked in their steps, he's experienced the highs, the lows, everything that they're going to be going through. So he has an opportunity to express that and explain that and coach and teach that to his players.
And as far as the classroom is concerned and the mobility of it, each student is equipped with all of the necessary tools to learn and be successful while providing excellent housing accommodations as well. They have their own gym and training facilities, weight training. They use the VersaClimber, and they have been prepared for success. They're provided nutritional meals, personal trainers. I mean, it's just what do you call it? It's a utopia of circumstances for these players.
Yeah, at that age, I was a Division I athlete. I was a professional athlete. At that age, if I had the resources that they have, and then you factor in social media and the impact that social media has nowadays, then you factor in the brand building. I mean, they're just really, they're getting a leg up. When you talk about running a marathon, they're starting at 13.1 instead at the 1. They're halfway done with their marathon. So it's amazing what they're giving these young men to prepare them for success, not only in basketball, but in life.
All right, we are just a few moments away from tip-off, and we will have the starters for you. Let's take a look at the starters right now, shall we? Let's first begin with Chi Prep. They'll be wearing custom uniforms for this event. They'll have on black jerseys with electric blue interior lettering. Let's look at those starters. Number 2, Tyson Tucker, the senior and defensive specialist from Denmark. Number 4, Caleb Spencer, a 6'1 junior who transferred over from Lincoln Park. Number 6, Julio Montes. That's what we talked about in our open. He's definitely one to watch tonight. Second in scoring in the grind session competition. Also garnering buku attention is the tallest player for Chi Prep, and he is 6'10" junior, Chin Akapara Hansen. Junior forward Raheem Ra Crane, standing at 6'7", will round out the starting 5 for the Freeze. For Donda Academy, the Doves will be donned in custom Balenciaga design jerseys. Leading the show, number 3, Robert Dillingham, number 16th ranked player in the junior class. And we'll call off the rest of the starters when we return. You're watching the Donda Homecoming on NBC and Peacock. And welcome back to Donda Homecoming. Dwayne Walker along with Justin Bradford. All set for tip-off. Let's go ahead and set the starters. We already told you about Chi Prep. Let's take a look now at Donda Academy. They'll look like this. Running the show, number 3, Robert Dillingham, the 6th-ranked player in the junior class. We'll call out his name a lot tonight. Number 5, Zion Cruz out of New Jersey. He'll be the other guard. 6'10" junior forward Brandon White will start tonight. Former Kenwood standout J.J. Taylor, the 6'7" junior, will be wearing number 44 tonight. Donda Academy is coached by Frank Robinson. So, JB, 4 of the 5 starters from Donda are nationally ranked. Will this serve as motivation to Chi Prep to get after the Doves?
Absolutely. And you know, you have to emphasize those 4 of the 5 are nationally ranked, but they're nationally ranked in the top 100 of ESPN's poll. Like you said, Dillingham ranked number 6. He's committed to North Carolina State. Zion Cruz ranked number 72. He's got, you know, his choice of where he attends next year, including NBA G League as an option. He transferred over from the Patrick School last year. Javante J.J. Taylor ranked number 11 in the class. And then Brandon White ranked number 41 in the class. So, again, I mean, you have no shortage of star power, no shortage of elite level ball players.
And we have a near capacity crowd here at UIC Credit One Arena here in Chicago. Fans tonight were asked to wear black, so if you're wondering why you see people donning the black, that is the reason why. Terrific cause here tonight.
The atmosphere is electric.
And JB, as we look on the floor, you see hordes of media outlets covering this event. All right, we're just moments away from the tip. Tonight's officiating crew, can't forget those guys. Jonathan Ager. The referee is Desmond Frazier.
And then we've got Lonzo Ball in attendance sitting next to Yang. I mean, there's no shortage. The NBA stars have come out to watch this event.
No doubt about it. Vernal Turner, he'll be the crew chief tonight for the officiating crew. You can feel the intensity inside the building. Number 4 will jump it up for Donda. Brandon White, standing at 6'10" tall.
I like Brandon White.
He'll go against Big Chin. The Freeze will get the first possession of the ball game, and wasting no time going to the basket was Caleb Spencer. Back the other way come the Doves. Dillingham with the basketball, being heckled there by Montez. There's a dunk to get it going. J.J. Taylor.
Amazing pass there from Dillingham to set up J.J., and I think we're going to see that all night long. We're going to see J.J. showcasing, hey, he's the best player in the state of Ohio, even though state of Illinois, even though he doesn't play in the state of Illinois anymore.
Tyson Tucker with the basketball. Almost stolen away. Stephen McDonald with it. McDonald will pull up from 16. No. White will clear it out. J.J. Taylor near side. Nice maneuver going to the right side, but loses control of the basketball. And it will deflect out of bounds. And it will stay with Donda Academy.
Yeah, here we've got that look, that alley-oop from Dillingham to J.J. Taylor, and J.J.'s chirping.
Excellent nonverbal communication. Cruz inside, rolls around the rim, no good. Back the other way they come. Tucker all the way in. Misfires off the backboard. J.J. Taylor had a thought to headman the basketball, but doesn't. Cruz gives up his dribble to Taylor. Man-to-man defense being employed by the Freeze. Dillingham fakes the pass, now dumps it off to White, who goes in for the slam. 4-0 the score early. Donda on top. Dwayne Walker, Justin Brantley, hope you're enjoying it tonight. Nice dish underneath. The peekaboo assist going to Big Chin. That makes the score 4-2, 2 minutes gone in the first quarter. J.J. Taylor, for a big man, can do it all. In between the legs, behind the back, you call it. Bodrick spots up, good. Marion Broderick.
That was actually Dillingham on that jumper. Bodrick was able to get him open.
Excellent pass. And now we have a foul.
Here we're going to get another look at it. Dillingham pulling he wanted the foul. He wanted the extra point. Now he's chirping. He's talking a little bit. I love the intensity that Dillingham plays with. He's a competitor. He wants to win. He wants to compete.
Had an opportunity to talk to him before the game, and he really stressed his education. Talked about how the experience with Donda Academy has benefited him. 6-2 our score. 5:27 to play in the first quarter. Julio Montez capitalizes on the free throw. .6-3 our score. Ooh. He's got that basketball in the string, does Dillingham, looking for White. White apparently not expecting the pass. It's a turnover.
Well, that's the thing when you're playing with a player like Robert Dillingham. You have to always be prepared for the pass because he's going to find you, and he's going to find you at sometimes the most opportune or inopportune times, depending on how you look at it.
Big Chin scores his second bucket of the game. He's got 4. 6-5 to score. Donda has the lead in the basketball. J.J. Taylor goes in, glides in, and tries to catch a body, but Big Chin was equal to the task. That basketball bounced off the back of the rim.
Wow. Yeah, I forgot for a minute he was from Chicago because I wanted to know what that man did to him. I mean, he has family members that love him, that are here in attendance to watch, and you try to put him on a poster like that. But yeah, they've had some back and forth in the past at AAU tournaments or something, because the way he dunked that, it was with extreme authority.
Ja'Kai Howard, number 10, checks into the ball game. He's a sophomore. He's from Norcross, Georgia. 4 minutes and 33 seconds to play in the first quarter. Big Chin with it now. Tucker. Julio with the pass to Big Chin. Big Chin puts it in. He's got 3 two-point buckets. He's got 6 points tonight. And that gives Chi Prep the lead.
He leads all scorers, and you know what? That's what these games are about. It's about taking advantage of the opportunity, creating and making a name for yourself, and that's what he's doing right now. He understands the moment. He understands that there's not going to be a bigger moment for him or a bigger stage or platform for him to play on here in high school, and he's taking advantage of it.
Robert Dillingham draws the foul, and he will step to the free throw line. What I like about this young man is that he takes ownership of his future. And he has stated by making your own decisions, the only person you can look back on is yourself.
And it looks like Antonio Brown has joined the crowd. The mercurial receiver, former receiver of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Donned appropriately enough in all black. There you can look at him in our screen. Dillingham converts on the second free throw. 7-7 the score. Julio Montez with the basketball. Stop and go move and up by Tyson Tucker, and they're going to call a traveling violation. Here you get a look on your screen. Some of the celebrities in the house here at UIC. Dillingham, another pass. It looked like Omarion Bodrick was expecting that basketball to be tossed up in the air.
Yep.
Both of these young men played and transferred over from Combine Academy in North Carolina.
along with Bryce as well.
McDonald to Montez, and now he'll restack the offense. Montez goes high off the glass, but didn't draw iron. Laying it up and laying it in is Julio. Zion Cruz, excuse me.
Beautiful move from the Jersey City native to get downhill. He noticed nobody was going to stop ball. He said, I'm going to take it all the way to the cup, and he finishes with style. I really love watching this young man play. Plays his grassroots ball, or played his grassroots ball with PSA Cardinals with the great Munch Williams.
And he capitalizes on the three-point play. 3:25 to play. 10-7. Donda Academy leading this one by 3. There you get a look at number 5, Julio Montez. He's got the basketball now, averaging 24 points a game this season.
And I don't know if you've noticed, but every shot that he's taken, even when it's not blocked, it's altered because of the size and length down low. And in the conversation with Coach Frank pregame, I asked him, I said, what are some of the keys to victory for you? And he said to run and take advantage of our size. And that they're taking advantage of it there on the defensive end.
On the inbound, McDonald fading away, no. The run back the other way, 2-on-1. Taylor goes up. Taylor comes down with a jam. Julio goes up, and he's fouled again. And there is a full timeout on the floor.
Here we're going to get a look. Off and running the pass to JJ. JJ with the dunk, head nearly at the rim.
There's a timeout on the floor. We're going to take this timeout, too, with our score. Donda Academy 12, Chi Prep 7. Let's take timeout. You're watching the Donda Homecoming on NBC and Peacock. Back to the action with 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Dwayne Walker along with Justin Brantley. You're watching the Donda Homecoming here on NBC and Peacock. We are playing with a 35-second shot clock tonight. How do you think that will play tonight, JB?
I don't think it will. I think Donda's getting up and down the floor. They're getting their shots off within 10 to 14 seconds of that shot clock anyways. But we'll see if it impacts later on in the game and in pivotal stretches.
Okay. Montez at the free throw line. He hits the first. He'll receive another. Montez makes another free throw. He's got 3 points tonight. Back the other way comes Zion Cruz. Leaving it for Dillingham. There's the alley-oop for Howard, but they couldn't get it coordinated as McDonald made his presence felt, the 6'6 junior. McDonald, number 20, is from the Netherlands. That's a long way from home to play basketball.
For a second, I thought you were going to say Never Neverland. 3 ball from Julio Montez.
He's heating up. He's got 6 points.
He said, this is my city. You guys are just visitors.
12-9. Dillingham in the lane. What tremendous body control by the youngster. Dillingham has 5. And now we'll have a couple of substitutions.
Here we're going to get another look at Dillingham, that acrobatic finish up and under, soft kiss off the glass. He's showing you why he's one of the best in the country, but right there, Julio Montez is saying, take all 3 of these, take it out the net, let's go.
Number 11, Braden Moore in the ball game. Now we have a traveling violation. No basket. Did they even inbound the basketball? I don't think they administered that correctly. However, they'll keep on playing. Both officials looking at one another like, what just happened right there?
Hey, if they're confused, I'm definitely confused. But again, they're not taking any time. They're not wasting any time in the shot clock. You never have to worry about a shot clock violation when you're watching Donda play.
J.J. Taylor on that last basket, he's got 6 points. Speaking of sixes, that's what Big Chin has so far, but he misfires on that one. Long outlet pass to Dillingham. Dillingham hesitated, now goes up with the left hand and scores. He's got that repertoire for your you-know-what.
S-P-E-C-I-A-L, special. That's what Robert Dillingham is.
They came up with the steal, but number 13 who just checked in, Seven Bahati, throws the basketball away.
Here we're going to get another look at that. I mean, he has a different gear. He understood that big fella coming out, you're closing out way too fast. You can't stop me. I'm going right to the cup.
Tyson Tucker, number 2, stop and go. Now he'll take it to the cup. He goes up, and he gets fouled.
That's going to be Dillingham's second foul.
So he's going to have to exhibit some caution here.
He's going to have a seat, I think. They're going to bring in Zion Cruz.
Tyson Tucker, 2 shots.
Tucker at the free throw line. He's the 6'3" senior.
Number 5, Zion Cruz, back for Donda Academy.
And you're right. Cruz checks in, replacing Dillingham. Second attempt, no. J.J. Taylor comes up with the rebound. How about standing at 6'10" and being able to handle the basketball like he does?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you look at. You say somebody has pro size, positional size, translatable size, and that's the one thing you can't teach. Oh, my goodness.
Breeze comes up with a steal. And there you're going to look at number 8, who just checked into the game, Terran Spencer, the 6'5" senior forward.
Yeah, he's trying to make his own highlight play here. He knows this is a nationally televised event. He knows his family watches NBC Sports Chicago. He wants to make sure that they all have something to talk about as they sit around the living room today.
He'll get one more free throw. That last foul, incidentally, went to number 11, Braden Moore. First personal on him. Spencer's second attempt on the way, no good. Taken away there by Bahati. Under a minute to play, 18-13, Donda up by 5. Zion Cruz gives it up to Moore. Now to Bahati, almost has it stolen away. Now Jakari pulls up from 15, too strong. Tucker has his pocket picks. There's an alley-oop. Zion Cruz.
Head at the rim. Cruise control, head at the rim. Here we're going to get another look at him taking flight. Right there, throw the alley-oop. It doesn't matter where you throw it, he'll go get it.
After that foul call, Julio Montez will bring the basketball back. Mentioned before, his second in scoring in the grind session with 24 points. 2 seconds left on the clock, and what's the call? We have a foul on the basketball. They're going to call it on number 11, Braden Moore. That's the second personal foul for him. 16 foul thus far. 20-13 the score. 1.2 left on the clock. The inbound the basketball going up. Big Chin, and he scores at the buzzer. So for Big Chin Hansen, he scores 8 points in that first quarter of play. And we've reached 1 quarter of action with our score. Donda 20, Shy Prep 15. You're watching the Donda Homecoming on NBC and Peacock. Welcome back, everybody. Donda Homecoming. Dwayne Walker along with Justin Brantley. Second quarter action just moments away. And JB in that first quarter, how about lights out shooting from Donda Academy? They shot 75% from the field, if you want to call them shots.
Yeah, I mean, it's at that point, dunks and layups, 9 for 12, and most of them head at the rim.
Both clubs, however, struggling from the free throw line, shooting 50%, both teams. Stopping and laying it underneath for White was Cruz. Give him the assist.
Beautiful pass from Zion there. Zion comes from a program that teaches you how to be a point guard. He came from PSA Cardinals program, and here you're going to get a look at it. Attacking the basket, getting downhill, drops it off. And that's, played Cole Anthony, came from the same program. That's what they do at PSA Cardinals. They teach you how to be, number one, point guard, number two, a pro.
Tucker shot an air ball, but it was grabbed by Spencer, who tried to put it up, and he was fouled. They nailed number 4 with the foul, Brandon White. First foul on him. 2-shot attempt coming up by Spencer. First attempt on the way, and that was good. And we'll get our first look at number 14, Jalen Hooks, 6'7" junior. Believe he's from Indianapolis.
Yes, sir.
Second attempt, off the mark by Spencer. Hooks grabs that rebound. And a relinquish to Zion Cruz. We are playing with a 35-second shot clock, as we mentioned before. Montez tries to step around the pass, but he'll be charged with the foul. And he's the floor general for this free squad, who's coached by Marcus Spencer. This is a first-year school that opened up in September.
So Hooks played at Attucks High School in Indianapolis prior to making the move. Had the opportunity to watch him. I saw him as well. We talked about last game, during the last game with Pop Pop, talked about him playing that Pangos All-American. Same with Zion. He was in that event, as well as Hooks and J.J. Taylor. So a lot of these guys, even if they don't play with each other or play against each other during the summer, they're in a lot of the same events. So they get a great amount of familiarity with each other and each other's games. So that's why sometimes guys say, I see them chirping. Yeah, they've been competing against each other for the last 4 years, year-round for the most part.
On the transition, here come the frees. Julio with it. Hezzy. Now he'll dump it off to McDonald. And they're going to turn the basketball over. Hooks comes away with the steal. Cruz goes up and off the glass for twos. Nice and smooth for Zion Cruz. Three-point attempt by Julio. Go ahead, JB.
When Zion's in his comfort zone, and that's getting up and down, he just gets into cruise control and takes advantage of everything. As you see right there on cue, it's not just scoring. He has the ability to be a facilitator. He has the ability to find the open man, to run the floor, lead the break. He can do it all, and he does it all at a very high level.
And if you'd ask him, he tells you every game is a championship game to Zion Cruz. He comes from New Jersey, where competition is fierce, and they take pride in their games.
Correct. You talk about him coming from Jersey, and we have to add a little context. Played at the Patrick School, which is the same school Kyrie Irving went to. PSA Cardinals, same place Cole Anthony played at. So there's the standard of excellence within the programs that he comes from, and there's a standard or a level of greatness in the programs that he comes from. So mediocrity is not accepted. Munch Williams is not accepting mediocrity, and they're definitely not accepting mediocrity at the Patrick School. So, he's had that experience for his entire career so far.
As you can imagine, making a decision to go off to prep school, like many of these young men have for Donda Academy, I wonder how much of a decision is that? Is it a no-brainer? Is it automatic yes? How much do you have to consider in actually making a move like that?
Yeah, there's a lot to consider, but I think if for these young men who all want to be pros, that's their ultimate goal and dream, it is an easy decision, right? And a lot of people judge and criticize that decision, but if you think about it, the biggest thing right now, the biggest conversation in collegiate sports is the NIL.
Mm-hmm.
NIL, your money is based on your brand and your following. The bigger your brand, the bigger your following, the more you can command an NIL deal. Kanye with multi-million followers on social media, these guys ended up on the cover of Slam. If you think about it, what would it take for most high school players to end up on the cover of Slam? It doesn't happen. So these kids have an opportunity to take their brands to a level that otherwise would not be possible by being in this program.
Back come the Doves. We've got a couple of substitutions we're going to fill you in on. Long three-range ball is no good, but following that up is Hooks. He's on the board for the first time tonight. 28-16, largest lead of the game for Donda. Number 2 and now Chuck Bailey III, the 6'3 junior. Also number 12, Bryce Baker in the game. And Julio Montez has that one swatted away. Checking in now for Chi Prep, Giovanni Garcia, 5'11 junior guard. He's considered by Coach Marcus Spencer his most improved player. They have the trap invoked in that corner. And what's the call? They call couldn't see from my vantage point. They call a jump ball situation, alternate possession. They were ultra aggressive in that corner. Got to stay out of one of the 8 hot spots on the floor, and that corner represents one of them. And now the crew chief, Vernell Turner, is asking the Donda Academy bench to have a seat.
Yeah, and you know what? As a coach, he's gonna have to ask my guys to do that. You know, every single opportunity I get, I want my bench up and involved and engaged until we get that warning. You know, it's one of those situations where you hit them with the "I didn't know I couldn't do that."
Right. Tyson Tucker skip pass. Now the basketball stolen away. Here they come. Alley-oop. Ja'Kai Howard out of Norcross, Georgia. He's on the board. Coach Frank Robinson is imploring defense now as Tucker tries to pull from three-point distance. Chases down his own rebound. He'll kick it out. Three-point attempt is short. That was number 10.
And if I'm on that bench for Chi City or Chi Prep and talking to my players, the main thing that I'm asking them to do is try to keep these guys off the rim. You know, you do not want to allow the atmosphere to just go fully one-sided. And right now, that's what's happening with alley-oop after alley-oop.
Number 10, Ja'Kai Howard draws a foul.
Here we're going to get another look at going up top Howard for the alley-oop. You know, and the crowd's excited. He's excited. You have to keep him off the rim. You have to keep these guys off the rim.
And that means you're going to have to maintain contact with your man. Ja'Kai Howard at the free throw line. As we mentioned, he's from Norcross. Youngest player by grade. He's a sophomore. Ranked number 14 in his class. Misses on that first attempt, however. He'll get one more. I'm seeing hands on knees. That second attempt is good. Now we'll have a change. As they'll swap out Ben after the second free throw. Howard will get one more. J.J. Taylor waiting at the table to go in. He's going to replace the shooter, Ja'Kai Howard.
This is where the shooter misses on purpose to get a little bit more playing time.
Oh, he has more integrity than that, Coach.
It's just jokes. It's just jokes, everybody at home.
Ja'Kai Howard, he makes that one. He's got 4 points. Taylor checks in. In for Chi Prep, number 10, Marcus Abitso. Also, Stephon McDonald, number 20, checks back into the game. Up. No. McDonald grabs the offensive rebound. They work the basketball around, and now they'll restack it. Number 14, Giovanni Garcia, considered by Coach Spencer their most improved player. Finds an open man. That's Caleb Spencer, and Caleb Spencer knocks one down. 3-point basket. That name sounds familiar. He's the coach's son.
Yeah, and he just taunted with a three-point sign, and that might not have been what he wanted to do because immediately Coach Frank called his 3 starters back in, and they're going to try and go for a run here to close out this first half.
Giovanni loses the basketball to McDonald. McDonald, a little shake and bake, fall away, too strong. White wipes away the basketball on the transition. Open look for Hooks. 3-point basket for Hooks. He's got 5. And it's 35-19. 16-point bulge by the Doves. Chuck Bailey pushes up on Giovanni. Now Spencer with it. Spencer stop and go, goes off glass. Good. How about it for Caleb Spencer? He's got 5.
Yeah, he's definitely not backing down.
Neither is this guy. Flush by J.J. Taylor. That may be 4 dunks on the evening for him.
So I don't know if you've ever driven on the highway out west, but they have these ramps that are designed for runaway trucks so that they can just run into something versus, you know, they can pull off on that ramp. And that's right there, J.J. Taylor, that's a runaway truck. You just get out of his way because otherwise you might get hurt.
Here they come on the transition. They've got a 4-on-2, but stolen away nicely by number 14, Giovanni Garcia. Garcia to McDonald's. Is he going to try challenge White? He did, but the basketball got away. Here comes Taylor. You know what's coming. Wasn't expecting that. Don't know what that was.
He tried to show you his finesse bag. You know, a lot of these guys, they have deep bags. And I used to say that their bags were deep like the leftover fries in the bottom, but now I'll say they're like those couch cushions, and you're finding things back there that you didn't know you lost. That's what that was right there.
Wow. 39-21 our score. Donda in complete command. Dwayne Walker along with Justin Brantley. You're watching the Donda Academy, the Donda Homecoming here at UIC. And what a fantastic event. Near sellout crowd. This is beautiful to see, JB.
Listen, I just tweeted that. Seeing Ye vibe out to Easy, his own song, sitting next to Lonzo Ball, Antonio Brown, and Lil Baby.
No. That's not Lil Baby. I'm from Atlanta.
I'm sorry,
that's
Da Baby.
Da Baby.
Sorry.
That's Da Baby.
Da Baby. I mean, it's just wild.
But this is the type of atmosphere that's commanded for this event. Kanye West, now known as Ye, formerly Kanye West, broke in on the scene back in 2004. College Dropout album.
Well, I got to stop you there.
No, wait, hold on a second. I'm talking about as an artist, not as a producer.
Okay.
Because his first hit as a producer was H to the Izzo, but he likes to be known as an artist, so I'm going to give him his props as an artist. But as I always say, College Dropout, Grammy Award-winning album. I went berserk the first time I heard Through the Wire. The concept of a guy rapping with his jaw wired shut was just like completely out of the box.
Well, listen, I'll tell you this. I've seen Kanye perform or Ye perform in concert on multiple different tours. And I'm not old enough to have had the opportunity to see some of the legendary performers like Prince in his prime. But I've never seen anybody perform at the same level as Ye. The production quality, the atmosphere, the vibe, it's just on a whole nother level. And my first time seeing him was at University of Illinois as a student back in, when you talk about 2004, 2005, just different level.
2 minutes remaining in the half. Chi Prep trying to cut down on the deficit. They trail it by a whopping 18 points. Julio Montez has the basketball now, going back and forth. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is a true test playing against Donda Academy. Elite athletes. Basketball off the rim, unsuccessful. Caleb Spencer will spot up. short rimmed it. White comes away with the basketball. Dillingham, number 3, who scored 7 points in the first half before having to sit out with 2 fouls. They work the ball in the corner to Cruz. Cruz back out to Dillingham. Long range 3. Too strong. Spencer with the rebound, but had it batted out of his hands. Cruz! Don't do that, young man.
Listen.
Zion Cruz took out the 9. He's got 9 points.
That's when you want to sit down and say, son, what made you jump?
3-point basket by number 14. That's Mr. Giovanni Garcia. He's finally on the board. There's a timeout on the court. Why don't we take this timeout too with our score? Donda 41, Chi Prep 24. Let's take timeout. You're watching the Donda Homecoming on NBC and Peacock. Welcome back, everybody. If you're just joining us, Dwayne Walker along with Justin Bradley. 41-24, Donda over Chi Prep. And during the break, they're playing, I believe, cut number 1 off the Donda album.
This DJ's done a phenomenal job in his Ye set. He's played every banger, and it's had me sitting here thinking about verses, and I'm trying to think who could do a versus against Kanye.
I got one for you. Well, not a versus, but I got a line for you. I'm gonna spiel my line to you. There's an alley-oop, and Broderick comes down hard. Well, if you had an opportunity to watch the Drink Champs interview, he said you're going to have to get about 4 or 5. You're going to get 4 or 5 people. And then how you want to break it down? You want to do producer? You want to do artist? You want to do artist? I mean, how do you want to do it?
Because
Writing credits?
You play his hit, and hold up. I produced that.
Right.
So your hit's my hit.
Right. Number 1 at the free throw line. That's Omarion Broderick. And he hails from North Carolina. Coming back is Tucker, and he got away with a cash and carry. Did they get it? They did get it. And the crew chief, Renell Turner, is asking Frank Robinson if he's all right. Wasn't his call to make, and he waited for the other official to make it on that side of the court. Now we're at 15 seconds to play in the half. Stopping and popping and hitting is Cruz. Cruz has been a man on fire tonight. He's got 11. 3 seconds left on the clock. Corner shot, short, and there goes the buzzer to end the first half of play. And a very entertaining one it was, as Donda Academy completely dominated play through the first half. We'll take this time out. Donda leading it by a score of 44-24 over Chi Prep. You're watching the Donda Homecoming on NBC and Peacock. Welcome back, everybody, to the Donda Homecoming here on the campus of UIC. And what a spectacle it is. We're at halftime. Dwayne Walker along with Justin Bradley. And if you're wondering what the commotion is over there, they are gathering around to see tonight's principal, Ye West.
Yeah, he's putting on a show here. The homecoming, he's come home. He's brought his team, and they are not disappointing. It's been a phenomenal first half for the Donda Academy Doves. They are absolutely dominating, and the place where they're dominating is in the paint and in fast break. So pre-game, Coach Frank Robinson told me, he said, I want to run and take advantage of our size. They're doing both of those things. They have 18 fast break points, 18-2. 30-8 the points in the paint. So they're running and they're taking advantage of their size. Coach, he couldn't have drawn it up any better than that. He couldn't have asked his guys for any more.
Great minds must think alike. Leading scorers for Donda, Zion Cruz has 11 points, and he's been doing it all, shooting outside, inside, dunking the basketball. As you see, Hooks spotting up from there.
Yep, absolutely. And the thing that I want to touch on, and this, you can have a stat line like this when you have 30 points in the paint, but shooting 75% from the field, 76% from the field, 19 of 25, 1 for 3 from 3. I mean, you can't ask for any better than shooting 76%.
And also consider this must be a season low somewhere. Donda's only attempted 3 three-point attempts. They went 1 for 3 in the first half. You see most schools, they depend on that three-point basket to score their points. But Donda, they could get it done however you want them to get it done.
Well, they understand that they have a large size advantage, and that's what Coach Robinson talked about pregame, and they're taking advantage of it. So, again, that comes down to coaching. That comes down to experience. That comes down to, having a culture within your team where you can say to your guys, when you look up and down the roster and you see all of these high-level, high-major type players, a lot of times they'll drift off from the game plan, and they'll do what they want to do. They'll get comfortable, and they'll start to play basketball. They're doing exactly what Coach Frank drew up. They're not playing hero ball. They're not playing one-on-one basketball. They're identifying that, hey, our advantage is getting in the paint. Our advantage is our size. Our advantage is getting out and running, and they're doing that, and they're doing it very well, and that's why they're up 43-24.
J.J. Taylor has also been tremendous. He scored 8 points tonight. And the big guy just gets it done. From the Chicago area, attended Kenwood, made the transition out to Donda, and it's worked out very well for him, needless to say.
Absolutely. I've been extremely impressed. I talked about Brandon White at the beginning. I really like, he's got a grown man body. He's 4 for 4 from the field, 7 rebounds, 8 points. He's just been phenomenal.
All right, we're at halftime with our score, Donda 43. Chi Prep 24. Let's take time out. You're watching the Donda Homecoming here on NBC and Peacock. Welcome back, everybody. You're watching the Donda Homecoming between Donda Academy and Chi Prep. 43-24 is our halftime score. My name is Dwayne Walker, along with Justin Brantley. And let's talk about the importance of this tournament and why we're here. It's to honor Ye's mom. She spent 24 years as a chairperson in the English department at Chicago State. A Fulbright scholar, taught in China, impeccable resume as an educator, and she prophesied, she prepared her son, Kanye West, for greatness. And he has not fallen short by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, and seeing him take that greatness, and here you have a picture of his guys on the cover of Slam magazine.
Slam.
I mean, that's iconic. I think back to the covers that had Allen Iverson, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and now as a high school player. But when you think about somebody that's amassed the wealth, they've amassed the level of success that Kanye has, it's easy to sit back and say, you know what, I'm good. I'm happy. I'm just going to chill. I'm going to relax. I'm going to enjoy my riches. I'm going to enjoy my wealth. He's pouring into others. He's pouring into young men, teaching them how to reach that same level of excellence and that same standard of greatness, and inevitably take a little bit of a risk. One of the things that stands out to me the most about Ye's career is he bet on himself and then doubled down. And all of these young men that are part of the Donda Prep program, they bet on themselves. When people around them were saying, hey, it's uncertain, you don't know what's going on over there, you don't know what the situation looks like, they bet on themselves. They took a risk. They followed the disruptors. They followed the innovators, the creators. And now they're in a situation where, they went from maybe known in their neighborhood, or known in their area, or known regionally, to now they're immortalized on the cover of Slam magazine. That's amazing.
Wow. We're still at halftime. We come back. We'll begin the second half of play. You're watching Donda Homecoming here on NBC and Peacock. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. Second half action just moments away. Dwayne Walker along with Justin Brantley. 43-24 our score. There you get a look at the starters for the second half for Donda Academy. The school is located out in Simi Valley, California. A state-of-the-art facility. And I'll tell you, it's beautiful to see. And anyone that says that they would not consider that opportunity is fooling themselves. It's definitely an opportunity. If presented, you take a strong look at it.
Yeah, that's like saying I wouldn't take a ride on Elon Musk's rocket ship to the moon.
Right.
Of course, because I wasn't invited. It's easy to say you wouldn't go somewhere you weren't invited.
All right, so Dillingham, Cruz, Howard, number 10, J.J. Taylor, number 11, and Brandon White, number 4. Brandon White had 8 points and 7 rebounds in that first half. They're coming off a set play. An alley-oop wasn't successful, but that three-point basket was. This guy's showing range inside, outside. JJ has been phenomenal tonight. He's got 11 points. He's in double figures.
Well, you asked for that earlier. You said, hey, I haven't seen him attempt many threes. So JJ said, I heard you. I want to make sure you know I can do that too.
Second half starters for Chi Prep. We'll get those ready for you. There's the guy on cue once more. J.J. Taylor. He's got 13 now.
Have yourself a night, young man.
He's leading all scorers. Tyson Tucker. And the freeze, they get it over the timeline. And Spencer barely saves the basketball. And now back the other way they come. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Kai Howard gets that pass and the flush.
Listen, JJ's playing free. He's happy to be home. He probably spent quite a bit of time at Harold's Chicken when he got into town.
There's a bucket by Big Chin. Second half starters for Chi Prep. Spencer, number 8. Big Chin, number 11. Julio Montez, number 5. Caleb Spencer, number 4. And number 2, Tyson Tucker.
And we haven't talked about Chin much, but that was his 10th point. Oh, my goodness.
That left me speechless right there.
Wow.
A spin and reverse layup combo by Dillingham. He's got 9. And here again, when you look at the scoring sheet, it's balanced scoring all around. You don't have to have a 30 or 40-point score to see all of these guys contribute. And
here
these
we got another look at that. I mean, that's just insane.
But it's something that he practices. Give that three-point basket to Tyson Tucker. Tucker has 4. 6 minutes remaining. Corner 3, a little bit strong. Spencer came away with the basketball. Outlet pass to the other Spencer, Caleb. Caleb goes off with the left hand, misses the bunny. And J.J. Taylor comes up with the rebound. Zion goes between the legs, putting on a show. A little too showy. Right in front of our broadcast location. Still waiting for that basketball to find me. I tell you, any event I go to, I could be up in the second deck. The basketball is going to come and find me. I promise you that. Don't know what it is.
Well, let me keep my head on the swivel now that you mentioned that.
There's a three-point stroke. Montez, second three-point basket for him. He's got 9 after scoring 6 points in the first half. Dillingham with the basketball now. Finds an open man to Kai Howard. Off to White. One-handed flush. I don't want to say this is becoming too easy, but it looks a little easy. But let's see the fight in Chi Prep, see how they can come back and answer back. Chasing that ball down, and Spencer has it swatted away. Montez for 2. He's still playing within himself, though, JB.
Yep, and he understands the moment is not just a win or lose. He has an opportunity to captivate and grab this audience and make some of them his fans.
Excellent point. Dillingham goes into the lane and gets hammered. He'll be picked up by his teammate.
Here we're going to get a look at that. Montez with the deep 3. He's firing away.
How big an impact do you think social media has been on this prep school movement as far as getting the word out there? Because, I mean, these schools are really doing it themselves separate from a traditional type system.
Well, I'll say that social media has changed the entire dynamic, right? And the reason why I say that, a lot of us, we can talk about Kobe Bryant in high school. We could talk about LeBron James in high school. And I had the opportunity to watch LeBron in high school. But the majority of people didn't see it, and they didn't have the opportunity to see it due to social media, live stream, and all those things that came along later on. Now, you have the opportunity to captivate a fan of multi-million, or captivate a fan base of multi-millions based off of social media and based off the availability of live stream and of all these different platforms. So without a doubt, social media has changed the dynamic of sport as a whole.
No question about it. Number 8, Terran Spencer at the free throw line. And he gets on the board. Got him down for 2 points on a couple of free throws. Second attempt, he misses. He'll get another one. He's fouled in 3-point territory. He's got one more coming. There you get a look at Caleb Spencer. He's Marcus Spencer's son, the head coach at Chi Prep. Chi Prep is just the second prep school in Chicago. The very first, I don't know if people will remember, and we'll get to that in just a second, is Dillingham misses, but Ja'Kai Howard cleans it up. And I mean cleans it up. Kind of leaves you speechless. Did you see how high Ja'Kai got up?
I have no adjectives, superlatives, anything for what we're about to see.
He played at Norcross his freshman year. And Norcross, of course, being in the greater Atlanta area, just outside of 285. Tucker's attempt ricochets out of bounds, so back the other way we will come.
So I want to talk for a minute about what Coach Frank Robinson just did. They're up 21 points, and one of his players did not grab a loose ball, 50-50 ball that was right at his feet, and he immediately subbed him out. It's not about winning this ball game. It's about playing at an excellent championship level. I love to see that from him. He's coaching these young men to be accountable. He's coaching these young men to do the right thing on not only every game, but every single possession.
And that's really a big component I think a lot of people miss out on is the mentorship. Tyson Tucker at the free throw line. His first attempt is on the way, and it is good. And I know, Justin, we talked about this earlier. Lots of times the storytellers aren't in these seats to be able to tell about African-American culture, to get a general idea of what it's like. And some of the challenges that some of these student athletes might have. It could be something as simple as finding a ride to school, getting to school.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a little bit earlier about, a little bit of a different dynamic. And you've been to Buffalo, so you've seen Niagara Falls, right?
Absolutely.
It's one thing to try to explain to somebody who's never laid eyes on the falls what it's like, or show them a picture.
You have to be there.
It's a whole nother thing if you've been there, if you've lived it, if you've experienced it. And that's what this culture is all about. A lot of people can talk about it, but if you've never experienced it, if you don't know what these young men have gone through, the lives they lead, the steps they walk, You can't judge them or criticize them or talk about, what they should, could, or would be doing. So it's great to see events like this that bring the culture to the forefront and allow people to experience it from multiple dynamics and have an opportunity to share in it. So it's absolutely amazing. We love what we see here.
All right, let's take a quick timeout. There's a timeout on the floor. Guys scored Donda Academy 57, Shy Prep Freeze 38. You're watching the Donda Homecoming on NBC and Peacock. Welcome back, everybody. 2 minutes and 53 seconds to play in the third quarter. Donda Academy with a 57-38 lead over Shy Prep. Dwayne Walker along with Justin Brantley. And during the break, Justin, a trivia question was asked. Name Kanye West's first album. What was the name of that album?
College Dropout.
Well, that was the easy part because one of our contestants got it and you heard it. But I'm going to challenge you to name at least 4 songs off of that album.
Ooh, 4 songs off of College Dropout.
Yes.
You know what? I'll do you one better.
Okay.
No, I can't do that. I was going to word for word recite the skit with Bernie Mac. That's one of my favorite albums.
Listen, the skits were very, very dynamic. And what I liked about it, going off glass, good. And that was number 8, Terran Spencer. So Spencer's got 6 points now. And now Dillingham is going to be blocked on the play. So I'm not going to let you off that easy, man. I need 4 of them. I mean, I can help you out if you want. You want me to just give you one?
Well, Selena Johnson.
Yes.
Graced All Falls Down, and it was one of the most remarkable hooks that I've ever heard. Obviously, we got to talk about Jesus Walks, which was the beginning of Gospel Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Slow jams with my buddy Jamie Foxx. And since we're at a basketball game and we're talking about athletics, the new workout plan.
The new workout plan.
I'm sorry, the workout plan. New workout plan came next.
There
yes.
you go.
There we go.
Hooks, they've got a 3-on-1 break. Yeah! Or yay. Number 5, Zion Cruz. Answering back, number 5, Julio Montez. He's averaging 24 points a game. Not nearly there yet, but he's gaining on it. That one too strong.
I like the floater there from Dillingham. He wasn't able to get it to fall, but I like the shot selection. Great touch there.
Big Chin came away with that rebound. Hooks back the other way to Dillingham. Dillingham, no look, going up and going in is Jalen Hooks.
That pass there from Dillingham, I love to see the no-look pass in that situation. He had multiple options of where he could go, so the defender had no clue what to do.
Tyson Tucker showed you what to do. He nailed a 3-point basket, 2nd of the game for him. He's got 9 points. Braden Moore driving baseline, spinning, gives up the dribble. J.J. Taylor sizing things up to Hooks. They move the basketball around unselfishly. Dillingham goes in, glides up, and gets fouled.
Here we're going to get a look. Here's a look at that pass from Dillingham. Right back to Hooks, driving the lane. Tomahawk slams it home.
Dillingham started out with 7 points in the first quarter. And here again, where he is arguably the leader of this program, but he is not quietly, he's majorly contributed, but in a completely non-selfish way, and it's just a beautiful thing to witness.
Oh, absolutely. There's many ways to impact a game beyond just the score sheet.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, some of the biggest contributions don't show up in the score sheet. There's no place on that score sheet for charges taken. There's no place on that score sheet for the impact that you have on the intensity on the defensive end. Not necessarily just steals, but just, defensive communication, defensive effort and intensity. There's so many things that don't quite show up there in that stat sheet.
We have reached the end of the third quarter of play with our score, Donda Academy 65, Chi Prep 45. We'll return. We'll have the final stanza. We'll return. You're watching the Donda Homecoming on NBC Sports and Peacock. Just moments away from third quarter action, you're watching the Donda Homecoming here on NBC Sports and Peacock. My name is Dwayne Walker, along with Justin Bradley. And Justin, I'm just going to do this for those that may not know about who is Ye. He's an artist, a fashion icon, philanthropist, influencer, Grammy Award winner, but most importantly, he is a father. Kanye Omari West was born June 8th in Atlanta. At 3, he moved to Chicago. At 5, he started writing poetry. At 10, he moved to China with his mom, where his mom, Donda, taught English. He started rapping in the 3rd grade and wrote his first rhyme and recorded it, Green Eggs and Ham. And then at 15, got his first sampler machine to record. After high school graduation, he received a scholarship to the prestigious Chicago Academy of the Arts, transferred to Chicago State to study English, and then at 20, transitioned full-time into the music business. And his first hit, as I mentioned earlier, was H to the Izzo. And unfortunately sustained a car accident in the fall of '02 in California. And he turned that tragedy and recorded a song called Through the Wire. And after that, it forever changed music history as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, one of the most iconic and dynamic artists we've ever seen. When you talk about the ability to not only create music, and when I say create music, create all levels of it, from the production to the writing to the rapping. I mean, he brings so many different things to the table. He's somebody that has impacted and changed music as we know it. He's changed the industry, and now he's stepping into the athletic space.
All right, the fourth quarter is underway. Chi Prep will have the basketball to begin it. That shot was blocked away. Back comes Donda. Stroking that one from distance, no. And Bodrick couldn't stuff it home. Here comes Giovanni, number 14 with the basketball. To Montez. Montez has 14 points tonight. They get it inside the Big Chin, but collapsing on the basketball nicely was Seven Bahati. And now there's a turnover. No look, Big Chin goes up. But number 2 on the stop, Chuck Bailey, the 6'3 junior, got in his path. Let's talk a little bit about Big Chin. He's 6'10". And he actually played out with West Coast Elite. And he's drawn some interest from Northern Illinois as well as Pacific.
Yeah, and I'm sure, more schools, as they watch him play, there's so many things that are intriguing about him. The one thing that I would like to see from him a little bit more is rebounding the basketball. That's an area of opportunity for him. I don't really talk in concepts of strengths and weaknesses. Strengths and areas of opportunity. And an area of opportunity for him is just really rebounding the basketball, both offensively and defensively.
There's a block by Big Chin, but they called a foul, I believe, previous, as we will step to the free throw line. 7 Bahati will step over there. And they call the foul on number 20. That's Stephon McDonald. Stephon McDonald, in case you're wondering, is from Denmark. We've got players from Denmark, Netherlands. 7 knocks down that second free throw, too. We got a substitution. Getting in for Donda. Number 12 in the game, Bryce Baker. Three-point attempt, wide right. And they're going to call offensive foul.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Just because he fell down doesn't make it offensive foul.
It was a good acting job.
Yeah, you can't penalize me for being bigger and stronger. I mean, that's why I went to Donda, so I could get in the weight room.
But I thought you said when the game becomes later and later in the game, you might have to do some acting to get some calls.
Listen, it's a 20-point ball game. Let that ride.
Stephon McDonald with the offensive rebound out to Big Chin. Big Chin grasping after the loose ball, but coming away with it is Bailey. Bailey right down Main Street. Ooh. Big number 35 went after that basketball. Steven Solano. And Solano will walk to the free throw line for a couple of attempts. Foul with the number 10, Marcus Abitso. There you get a look at Steven Solano. Makes the first attempt to the delight of his teammates. He's got one more coming.
I always love to see when the starters are out of the game and they're cheering for the success of their teammates, and especially in a situation like this where they're getting an opportunity to play in this entire fourth quarter. You have to love that. You have to love that opportunity for them.
And we are shooting free throws now. We're going to step to the free throw line. Julio Montez will do the honors. He was fouled by 7, who's wearing number 13. Just a second personal foul on 7. Montez at the charity stripe. He's got 14 points tonight. Now make it 15 as he hits the front end of the 1-and-1. I mentioned about Chi Prep being just the second prep school here in Chicago. The very first one was called Boys to Men, that was run by Lauren Jackson, who is now with the Victory Rock program in Florida.
And Lauren does a phenomenal job with that Victory Rock program. They're always extremely well coached. They play very hard. I've been blessed to compete against them, see him compete, call a couple of his games. He does a phenomenal job.
16 points now for Julio Montez, who's averaging 24 points on the season. J.J. Taylor fires from 3 around the rim, no good. Tyson Tucker comes away with the basketball for the Freeze. Left-handed dribble now over the timeline. We're under 6 minutes to play. Tucker attacking the basket, stops from mid-range, goes off the backboard. Unsuccessful. Moving the other way is J.J. Taylor. Ball stolen away by Abitsu. They've got a 4-on-1 if they hurry. Tucker challenges but leaves it short. Needed to attack J.J. Taylor. I understand he's 6'10", but you got to bring it to him as best you can.
Yeah, it was really good to see J.J. getting back. It was 4-on-1. He got back and contested. He didn't worry about the fact that he was undermanned. He said, hey, you're going to have to go through me. He did a great job stopping that break.
Stephon McDonald commits that foul. Another set of free throws for number 35, Steven Solano. First one finds the bottom. Braden Moore, number 11, checks in. He's a 6'8" senior guard. Second attempt is also good. The young man's got 4 points. 5 minutes and 12 seconds to play, now in regulation. That's how you attack the basket amongst the trees. Laying the basket in is Montez. And he's slowly creeping up the score column. 7. Tried to dunk that one home. J.J. Taylor stops, and now he's going to be clipped down low, and they're going to call a foul.
So one of the things, and this is not a knock on Julio Montez or anybody on the floor, but the old saying is, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But the numbers can be extremely misleading. And sometimes you'll see guys in minutes like these add to their total, and you'll say, oh, wow, they're averaging 30 points per game. Can get misleading. That's why I say sometimes reading the box score, you can overlook somebody that maybe didn't score as many but had a phenomenal ball game, and then uplift somebody that maybe didn't, impact the game as much but scored quite a bit, in mop-up moments.
And that's what strikes me as being so intriguing with this Donda Academy squad is that you don't have anybody necessarily that have scored, 28 points or 30 points, but it's balanced scoring. They're obviously possess elite talent on both ends of the floor, but it's like a balanced mix. And you have to realize these kids have just gotten together this year, so it's not like they played on the AAU circuit as a complete unit for like multiple seasons.
Yeah, it's the same thing like when you're watching elite basketball. You'll see, a Link Academy, for example. Very rarely will you see multiple guys going for 25, 30, et cetera. It's a team balance scoring. Everybody's in the 8 to 12 range, and they're winning. And that's what you want. Like, I'm not too concerned with who the high scorer is. I'm concerned with us winning and us playing our brand of basketball, and that's something that Donda does well. And that's something that Link Academy does well. Those are the elite preps, and those are the elite levels of basketball, and that's why these guys will all, matriculate to that Division I level.
And I like the fact that they all, at least on the surface, appear as though they accept their roles.
Yep.
J.J. Taylor steps to the line, 6'10". A Chicago favorite. Must have been a difficult decision in some ways, at least, for him to leave Kenwood to go out to, you're not buying that? Come on, someone in the crowd is always going to say, oh, man, you should have stayed.
No.
You're not buying it.
Nope, because people will always tell you what you should have done, knowing good and well they would have.
I know where you're going.
When that DM was sent and it said, yay, West, and it came through.
Yes.
My first bag's already packed. Where's my flight leaving out of? Is it going to be Midway or O'Hare? That's the only thing they ask you.
And again, a lot of people can talk the game and talk about what they're going to do as 7 goes up and 7 comes down. 7 Bahati. He's played a phenomenal second half on the defensive front especially. But as I was saying, it's one thing to talk about it. It's another to make a financial investment, and not only an investment, but a commitment to a program. And that's what should be celebrated. I wish all of us men would take more of an active role in our community to help develop these young men. I don't care what race, color, or creed, but there's certainly a need for mentorship.
You hit the nail right on the head. I've been in the prep space. I was a director at a prep program where we had great financial investment, but you made a key statement. It's not just the financial piece. You can invest all the money in the world, but if you don't make a commitment to not only excellence and greatness in your program, but excellence and greatness in the young men that you've been entrusted with, if you don't make that that complete full circle commitment, that money doesn't mean anything.
And these coaches will tell you also, Frank Robinson will tell you, Marcus Spencer will tell you with Chi Prep, if a kid comes into your program and he's not a better person, if he's at the same stage he was when he got there, that was a fail.
Or if the only place he got better at is basketball, that's a fail. So Frank Robinson, the great Mark Edwards is over there as well working with Donda, and they both have told me there'll be practices. You know, Kanye just doesn't show up for game day. He's there at practices. He'll stop in and chat with the guys and talk with the guys. That's the difference.
Mark Edwards where? You don't mean duck season, Mark Edwards. That's dunk season right there for Chuck Daly.
Yep, Atlanta's favorite trainer, Mark Edwards. He's
no duck season? Where is he? I'm trying to find him.
He's spending quite a bit of his time on the West Coast these days.
Okay, gotcha. Had an opportunity to call a few ball games with the infamous Mark Edwards. We have a media timeout, and we're going to take a timeout with him. With our score, Donda 76, Chi Prep 53. We'll be back. Two minutes and 55 seconds remaining in regulation, 76-53. Donda Academy leading Chi Prep Freeze. Dwayne Walker along with Justin Brantley. Hope you're enjoying it. Donda homecoming. I got my trivia question answers from you, right? You
Correct.
cover that?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to try my rapping skills here in a second. I'm going to tell you what I can do.
We're going to turn into big Tigger the basement here. Is that what you're saying?
No,
please don't.
No, not at all.
Please don't.
No, I wouldn't actually rap. I'm just, I could put together a collection of words. As broadcasters, sometimes you need to remember names, and we need to remember voice inflections, and it's all about phonetics.
However, I have no doubt in my mind that you have the ability to throw together a hot 16.
Well,
let me not get you going.
No. Okay, if you insist. No. In and out on that second attempt. Montez will spot up from three, and Julio collects his 22nd point of the game, just 2 below his average.
He's been shooting lights out from deep. That's his third three from that exact same spot.
Good tenacity by Giovanni, looking for a 5-second call, but he didn't have that right hand going. And the basketball goes out of bounds. 2 minutes and 24 seconds left.
Here we're going to get another look at that three. It's really been all him and Big Chin. That's been the 1-2 punch. And they needed a third or a fourth score here to really keep this close.
Waiting his turn is Montez, launching him from three. Around the rim, no. Steve with that rebound. Steven Solano. Well, I know I mentioned before we were playing with a 35-second shot clock. We at no point was that ever.
Told you it wouldn't
no
matter.
Point at all was that even in danger.
Well, and that's one of the things that I would have done, and obviously it's easy to make the assessment from our seats, right? Mm-hmm. But that's one of the things that I would have done differently if I was coaching this ball game, is I would have slowed it down, understanding that pace is something that plays into the hands and plays into the favor of Donda. Slowed it down, ran some more sets, driven time off the clock, taking advantage of the shot clock, and then on the other end, tried to defend and keep them off the rim, keep them out of transition. Those are two things that really killed Chi Prep in this game.
Julio Montez with the steal and the dish to Terran Spencer, who puts home an emphatic dunk. It's 77-60. Solano with the stuff, to the delight of his teammates. There's a steal by Solano. Here comes Jalen Hooks. It's showtime. Big Chin simply got out of the way. Didn't want to be a part of a poster. Now we're under a minute to play, as we see the entire bench for Donda Academy standing up. Here comes J.J. Taylor. Windmill dunk.
Well, that's shared success and shared happiness. They're excited for each other. They're happy for their teammates. And you love to see that. You know, it's not, when you're watching this, they're not trying to run the score up. They're just out having fun.
Oh. You are seeing an extensive repertoire. That one by J.J. Taylor.
Extremely athletic. You know, the one thing I'll say in watching this game, I really appreciate the sportsmanship and the attitudes that I'm seeing from Chicago Prep. You know, it's easy in games like this, and I've had games like this where one team starts to feel like you're trying to one-up them or you're trying to showboat, and it can get chippy and it can get contentious. But that hasn't happened here, and I think that that's a testament to the coaching staff of Chicago Prep to be able to keep their guys in line and have those conversations and say, hey, look, you know what? We're better than what the scoreboard shows right now. You know, there are some really good ball players on the Chicago Prep team that have had phenomenal games. And it's just, you're playing against an absolutely loaded team, and they've given them a very valiant effort, and they're playing with a lot of class right now. They can walk out of here with their head held very high.
And we might as well shout out Coach Marcus Spencer for Chi Prep Freeze, who's taken on the responsibility of opening this prep school. And he does receive some support from Scottie Pippen, the likes of Scottie Pippen, and he also serves as a juvenile detention officer. He's worked for 28 years. So kudos for what he's doing in the community.
Absolutely.
26 ticks of the clock remaining in this one. 85-62. It's all elementary now, and I'd be surprised if they even, well, maybe they will try to take a last shot. Montez steps back and has it partially blocked by Hooks. Now 10 seconds. They want more to pass the ball. He does to J.J. Taylor, and they're going to sit on it. Maybe they won't sit on it. Taylor tries from three, and that's an air ball. Now 2.6 to play. J.J. looks over to the bench. His teammates like, dude, what are you doing?
That's exactly what they said. I heard it from here. What are you doing?
And that is the final horn. With the final score, Donda Academy 85, Chi Prep Freeze 62.
Great game from both sides. A little bit too much of a balanced attack from Donda in this game. They led wire to wire and really just showed the reason why they're one of the top programs in the country with multiple high major Division I athletes on the floor for them.
All right. And we come back, we're going to wrap this up. You've been watching the Donda Homecoming here on NBC Sports and Peacock. Welcome back, everybody, as we wrap up here from UIC. Dwayne Walker along with Justin Bradley. And Justin, final score, Donda Academy 85, Chi Prep 62. What are some of your closing thoughts?
You know, my closing thoughts are it was great to see the level of connectivity as a unit from Donda Prep. It was great to see the bench involved and cheering for each other, shared success on all levels. You know, we had 4 scores in double figures and a couple knocking on the door of double figures. The other thing is, you know, the level at which they shot the basketball. For the game, 63.6% from the field. When you shoot that well as a team, it's hard to defeat. It's hard to be beat. So, you know, a couple things we talked about pregame. Coach Frank Robinson said they wanted to get out and run. They fast break points 37-14. They won that category. Points in the paint, they wanted to utilize their size. 58-18, they won in that category. Bench scoring 28-9, they won in that category. They won in pretty much every single category, and that's the way that I evaluate a game of basketball. It's not just who finished with the most points or who scored the most. Did you definitively win that basketball game? And Donda won in every single category. They won every single quarter. You know, it was just a full put-together game from them, and it was a good opportunity to see high-level basketball here at an amazing event. On the other side, Chicago Prep, Julio Montez went for 25 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 4 steals. So across the board, he had a great game. He contributed in the biggest way possible for Chicago Prep. I don't know if there's anything more he could have done. There's some bright stars on both sides. And you know, the stars were out not just in the crowd, they were here on the crowd and on the floor, and they did a phenomenal job, and it was great to see that from them.
This has truly been a phenomenal event. Let's hope they do it again next year, and I'm sure it's going to be way bigger and way better, if you could even say that.
Yeah.
All right? So listen, we're going to wrap this up. For our entire broadcast crew and my broadcast partner, Justin Brantley, I'm Dwayne Walker. Bidding you a pleasant good evening. You've been watching the Donda Homecoming on NBC Sports and Peacock.